Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Prof. Shamsher Mohamad from India. I'm given responsibility to teach finance courses at the PhD program in this university. Today I'm going to brief you on Islamic portfolio management, a course that is taught at the PhD classes. What is Islamic portfolio management? It is a course that deals with basically investment strategies, investment analysis for any form of investments that we have, whether it's portfolio or individual assets. We need to first determine whether it's worth investing our money, whether we can get a fair return on our capital. To do this, basically, there are certain principles that can guide us into making such a decision. Of course, these principles do not absolutely ensure that we will make a profit or will make a good fair return, but at least as a guide for us to make a decision. Okay, now this course entails with investment on a portfolio basis, which is not only individual assets but a collection of individual assets. And what should we do, for example, when we identify assets to form the portfolios, and then when the portfolios are formed, what should we do, or how should we go on managing it so that we can basically create some value to our investments. Okay. Now, besides telling the students of the structure of the market, the structure of the assets, the criteria we use to select assets into a proper portfolio, and then the strategies that we use to manage the portfolio, there are many strategies, and that's basically applicable under different conditions. And we also highlight on, beside the strategies and analysis, some of the shortcomings, some of the problems that normally we faced in making these decisions. For example, how realistic are we in making this decision? What are the assumptions that we use in making this decision? As we know, in the real markets, basically, things keep on changing. There's nothing static. Okay, every market moves every day, and we have to make our decisions in these changing conditions, which is not easy. So what we do basically is that we imbibe students with case studies, with real case reports, besides the principles that we provide in the class, to give them, and also we conduct real talks from portfolio managers in the market, so experienced managers who have done a lot of work, and help students to give them some touch of realities and how these decisions are made. It is interesting because in this course, we call it Islamic portfolio management. We apply the same principles as we apply to conventional portfolio management, but except that we also take into consideration the Islamic principles or the Sharia principles in making decisions. For example, the selection of assets. What kinds of assets can we choose under the Islamic principles, for example? When we manage our assets, what are the things, what are the guides, what are the ethic values, principles that we need to adhere to make the decisions, for example? It's quite different from a conventional side. For example, for a conventional side, it's quite easy because you do not have that constraints. And also the environment in which you're going to invest, okay, and selection of strategies. Also, it becomes an important issue, and it's not something once for all, but it has to be on a moving stage. For example, what might be Sharia compliant today, and asset be Sharia compliant today. For example, I take a company X to be included in my portfolio, which might be compliant today in terms of Sharia principles, but might not be compliant next week because they have invested in something that contradicts the principles that have to be nullified. On the principle basis. So it is a continuous thing. So we expose the students to these principles too. That's why we call it Islamic portfolio management. We give them the feel of the conventional decision making, and then we also give them the Sharia principles to help them guide what should you do if you would manage Islamic portfolio management, or manage a portfolio based on the Sharia principles, basically. So this is the whole idea. And we also expose them to the constraints and the realities of the markets. Okay, so that give them a real touch so that when they graduate, they will know what is really happening in the market. It's not just what the theory says. Okay. Okay, and that's basically a very brief overview of this course. Thank you.